From the World Economic Forum in Davos, Stephen Carroll is there in the Swiss Alps for us. What's on the agenda today, Stephen?
Well, it's a very busy list of speakers on this third day of the World Economic Forum in Davos. One of the big speakers, of course, will be the US Secretary of State, John Kerry. He's due to speak on US-Middle East relations later this afternoon, coming, of course, as he was from those Syrian crisis talks in Montreux. There's also a host of finance ministers speaking today. The British Finance Minister, George Osborne, Japan's Finance Minister, the German Finance Minister, the ECB President, Mario Draghi. They'll all have plenty to talk about the economic situation in their own countries, but also broadly in Europe, how things are faring, and particularly interesting with Japan, of course, because of the major economic reforms that have been undertaken there. There's also going to be a major discussion on climate change later. Al Gore, Ban Ki-moon, Bill Gates as well will be attending too. This, of course, being part of the overall theme here in Davos of reshaping the world. This is the idea that they should be able to take in all sorts of different consequences, not just from the business world, but also from civil society groups and from world leaders to try to change things. And what's being described here is a post-crisis summit. Now, we've been speaking to some of the participants here at the World Economic Forum. Earlier, I spoke to Vineet Nayar, who's the Executive Vice Chairman of Tech Mahindra, about the upcoming Indian elections and what he's hoping will come from those results.
What we are hoping for is a business leadership which is committed to development, which is committed to growth, and which will do everything possible to harvest the talent which exists in the country. In the last 5 to 7 years, that has not happened.
Vineet Nayar, just one of those top executives meeting here in Davos. This is, of course, a major networking affair for most businesses. There are hundreds of CEOs here, and they want to speak to their colleagues and also to those they might be able to do business with. It's been described in some ways as a speed dating for CEOs, that sort of effect of professional networking being one of the main, I suppose, side effects of this meeting. Now, also, we have been, one of the CEOs that we've been speaking to is from the company AppNexus. It's a real-time internet auction technology founded 10 years ago by the company's chief executive, Brian O'Kelly. It's now rivaling Google in terms of technology. He's come here to do business, and we spoke to him on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum last night.
We serve 20 billion ads every day all around the world, but you'd never know we were involved, because we're a technology company, not an advertising company. In fact, many of my employees really aren't ad people. They're a bunch of engineers who've built a technology that lets us serve ads more effectively than any other company in the world.
But you have managed to prove that Google can be rivaled.
Well, they're huge. And if you said, can you build self-driving cars or, glasses that can talk? No. But if it comes to the one thing that we focus on, which is making ads better, creating a better internet through better ad technology, we actually can rival Google.
The move to mobile is something that many companies have had difficulty adjusting to. How has that changed your business?
Well, it used to be that when someone said, here's my phone number, you'd have to differentiate between your home phone number and your mobile phone number. In the same way, I think talking about mobile today will seem sort of silly in 5 years. It will just be the future of the internet. All internet will be mobile. So for me, I think that, last year we did 20% of our volume as a company on mobile, but only 2% of our revenue. This year, both those numbers will increase dramatically. But I think 5 years from now, we'll be almost 100% mobile. I started AppNexus with an idea, which was that we could actually change the internet. There's a virtuous cycle between consumers who want to get content, whether that's journalistic content or games, and not pay for it. At least not pay the full price it costs to make that, and that's where advertising comes in. So if we can connect consumers to great content, we can connect marketers to those consumers, and then we can use those marketers to pay for the content. And that isn't going to change no matter what the markets may value us at, and I don't think we've even scratched the surface of what we need to do to make the internet a better place.
Just time for a quick look at the markets before we go. Here in Europe, it's been a generally positive start to the day. This after the huge falls that we've seen on the markets on Thursday. That, of course, driven by the poor manufacturing survey results coming from China, which, of course, had driven the Wall Street shares down as well. Over in Asia, it was a more negative picture across the Asian markets. That falls on Wall Street really driving down Asian stocks. Disappointing corporate earnings also not helping in the picture there. Japan's Nikkei down by almost 2%. And that's all we have for you from Davos for now. Plenty more coverage throughout the day, though. Stay with us, but for now, it's back to you, Chris.
Thanks very much to Stephen Carroll. Time to say hello to Florence Villeminot now for a look through the